What you used to do for weight loss no longer works anymore. I'm talking to my ladies over 40. Why is that? On today's episode, we're going to talk about fat loss tips for women over 40. It's going to be a good one, so grab your coffee and let's get into it.
I got my coffee, so let's get into it.
Oh, you got your coffee.
Right here. Pete's.
Wow. Maybe you should just hold it in the other hand the whole time, because you're going to end up knocking the mic. Well, welcome to another episode, you guys. Candidly with Coffee. Thankful for Off Topic at this point. This is Candidly with Coffee, brought to you by Off Topic.
Brought to you by Off Topic.
Yes, we've invaded our Off Topic studio. Luckily, we had this studio, but we had some technical difficulties. We're going to have some episodes here on the set of our very popular show, Off Topic.
Yep. Making it happen.
Yeah. So speaking of Off Topic, you guys, our inner circle, which are supporters, they're members of our channel. They get access to our weekly show called Off Topic. It's every Wednesday. They also get members only content. They get Candidly with Coffee after shows. They get other BTS, just private content just for members. And that is with our members only site. We also have a tier for supporters too. So if you just want to support the show, support our content, support our podcast, there's a supporter tier as well. So if you're interested in that, go ahead and join the channel. We'd appreciate it. We're growing.
We're growing.
Yes.
We love it. Thanks to all you guys. We're growing.
Yeah.
We couldn't even do this without you guys supporting us.
Yeah. So you get a little... As either a supporter or inner circle level of our channel, you get a little emoji next to your name, which is, for Mike, it's a to-go coffee cup, just for you.
Just for me.
Yeah, just for
to-go
you.
coffee cup, my favorite.
Yeah. So by the time you guys are listening to this, watching this, whatever it may be, BBC 14 is off and running. So pray for me, because it's been a busy 2 weeks. Registration lasts 2 weeks, every 8 weeks, basically. It is always the two busiest weeks of my job, because I'm still juggling all of my regular stuff. And on top of that, I have BBC.
It's about to be lit up in there, huh?
It is. At the time of this recording, we've technically exceeded capacity. But like I said, I will allow it to exceed capacity if there's bandwidth for me to get the programs done. So if I'm on top of things, I can kind of like let some trickle in, which they're trickling in. So it's the biggest group yet. And I say that every time, but it's growing for sure.
Yeah.
So so that's going on. If you're interested in Body Bootcamp, you guys, it's ongoing, but doors only open every 8 weeks. So if you go to the website and it says wait list, that means doors aren't open, but get on the wait list, because you get perks for being on the wait list. You get early access, and it's a way to guarantee your spot, because it's growing in such a way that at some point it will require being on the wait list to get on it, to get in it.
Isn't it crazy? You're at this place now?
I know. It's cool. I love it, because I love the program. I love the program, and it works for people. It's helping people. I enjoy doing it, so it doesn't feel like work. That's the best part. It only feels like work right now during registrations, but once I'm like doing Zoom calls, like I do Zoom calls on a Saturday afternoon and keep my calendar kind of open and just stay on as long as people need me. It's kind because I enjoy that. So
yeah.
So anyways, also on another topic, if you're not already following us on Instagram, follow us over there, candidly_with_coffee. And leave us a 5-star review on Apple Podcasts, on Spotify. Another couple of reviews came in, and we appreciate that. I think we have like 165 or something like that on Apple. It's pretty good.
Reviews?
Uh-huh.
Oh, wow. Thank you, yo.
Yeah, we're getting there. And this weekend coming up, I'm going to LA.
I'm jealous. I love LA.
Going to LA.
All the good food out there.
Oh man, we'll have to see what.
Yes, we're gonna have to make it work.
Yeah, I'm gonna do.
But that's the beauty of it. Mm-hmm. See, you can document that. Like, look, while I'm on it, I know you will. I already know you're gonna be like, look, this is how we can make it work while you're on a road trip. You know.
Well, what I do is the same. I'm gonna use the same thing that I did when I went to San Diego. In fact, Alyssa is meeting me there. But I'm gonna use the same thing. Like I want to enjoy myself. I want to
Yes.
have memories and balance. But I'm not. I also, I'm not going to, overconsume and make myself sick.
Yeah.
So it's kind of like finding a balance, and then when you come back, you kind of turn it up. Tighten the reins a little bit
For sure.
to undo the additional deposit that will be made. Because even if you're mindful, even if you're active, you have to know you're going to overconsume. I always figure like 1,000 per day that I'm gone, you're probably going to consume about 1,000 calories more than normal.
At least you're honest.
It's reality. So if you think, okay, I'm going to be gone Friday, Saturday, Sunday, that's 3,000 calories. Okay, so I got to pay it back.
That's it.
Got to pay it back.
It's all the numbers. Like you said, the math is the math.
The math is the math.
I like that. The numbers do not lie, people.
Yeah, it'll be fun. I'm gonna vlog for sure. Even more so for just the memories of it.
Yeah.
Because it'll be a fun little trip.
Hey, you know where you got to go when you're over there, though? You must. For us, or maybe if you get a chance, bring us home. Donuts. What's that place we went to?
Sidecar?
Was that the name of it we went to? Remember that one time we were living in L.A.?
It was Sidecar.
Oh, those are fire.
There's another.
Those beat Miami. Those right there.
No, I don't think so.
Oh, yeah.
Not for me.
Oh, yeah. For me, it did.
That beat the salty donut for you?
The last ones we just had in Miami? Yes.
Oh, no, it did.
Yeah.
No, not for me.
Oh, yeah.
They're good,
Sorry.
but I liked it. But Sidecar is cake donuts. I'm a little more of like a traditional donut girl.
Yeah, I mean.
The airy, kind of a little more like a different dough. The Sidecar's cake donuts. They're a little different. They're more dense, which means more calories.
That's true, too. You got a good point there.
All right, you guys, let's take a little break for OneUp, and we'll be right back. It is no secret to you guys by now how much I love my OneUp nutrition supplements. They are a part of my daily routine, from the daily cleanse and the gut health plus that help keep my digestion on point, to their protein powders that I incorporate into so many different recipes. The ISO protein is very easy to digest and only 110 calories per scoop. The whey protein is delicious. The flavors are so good and always have little extra crunchy cookie pieces in them that just take the flavor to the next level. Their powders like the Pure Rebuild and the pre-workout are a staple in my daily workout routine. Their flavors are amazing. I'm alcohol-free these days, but I swear when I drink some of these flavors from OneUp, I actually feel like I'm having a delicious mocktail. Their products are third-party tested, so you know what you're getting. They're made in the USA. If you use code Jeanine at checkout for a discount. That's Jeanine. Speaking of OneUp Nutrition, peanut butter cookie is in stock right now, you guys. Get on there and get it. It's been out of stock for like a month. And I just posted a YouTube video, a full day of eating that included peanut butter cookie, and everyone's like, oh my God, it's in stock, and they've been getting it. So get it. If you want to do a lot of the concoctions we make with the fruit dip, the PB&Js, the PB&J protein oatmeal I made, get PB cookie.
You made, I made too. Yes.
So
it's
good.
very versatile. Dip for the peanut butter, I mean for the apple, PB&J, and then oats, and then I don't know. There's probably other things I'm missing.
Oh, you can use it as an ice cream topping.
I haven't done that yet.
And what I was
you're right,
what I
yeah.
was sharing in the video was you can switch up your consistency based on what you're using it for. So I do it a little thicker, so a little less Fairlife when I'm making a sandwich, so it doesn't run out of the sandwich.
Perfect.
I do it a little more thin if I'm using it as like a sauce.
Yes.
So you can use it on your yogurt. You can use it on your like Ninja Creamy. You can use it on, as like a peanut butter sauce. Then, of course, obviously a peanut butter dip. There's so much you can do with it. I don't even actually ever use it as regular protein powder.
It's probably my favorite, honestly, of all of them.
I don't know what it is I think it's because it's PB cookie, peanut butter cookie, because I've tried other peanut butter flavored protein powders from other companies, and they have like a false nutty flavor, like a false like nut flavor. I can't even describe it, but it's like they're trying to get the essence of peanuts, and it doesn't taste right.
Yeah. Like the peanut butter blast, it's good from OneUp Nutrition, but it ain't the same as a peanut butter cookie.
Because the cookie has the sweetness
Yep.
It has like that sweetness that you don't need to add anything else. It's just like sweet, like a sweet peanut butter. Very good. It tastes like peanut butter that's been sweetened with sugar.
Yeah. I just add PB2 to it, just a little bit.
I do too, a tablespoon.
Yeah, that's it.
Which gives a little extra protein.
Yes, it does. And it's very friendly. It's very what? 60, not even 60 calories, like 30 calories?
It's 30 calories for a tablespoon.
Yeah, can't beat that.
But yeah, so you heard it here. It's in stock, at least right now. Get it because it is an absolute must. Okay, moving on to a hot coffee topic. I came across, I love those like feel good stories or cool stories that you come across on Instagram sometimes. And I came across this story. There was so it's Angela and Dennis Laffin from New York, have a biological son named Nick. They adopted 2 children after facing years of infertility. Frank, a newborn boy, was found in a diaper bag at a Staten Island daycare. They adopted their boy. He was found in a diaper bag. How sad, huh?
That is sad.
And 2 years later, they decided to adopt another little girl who was a newborn found in a bathroom stall at a local hospital.
Somebody just...
Yeah. Which is, because that's a safe haven. So you can do that. You can abandon a child, I think, at like hospitals, but I don't know if a bathroom stall qualifies. But
why can't you just give it to another human being?
But if you abandon a child at like a police station, a hospital, like a church safely, you won't get prosecuted. But anyway, so they'd done that, which was a good deed, right? They adopted these 2 kids 2 years apart. Well, come to find out, years later, the kids did a DNA test, like a 23andMe, their kids. Those 2 kids that they adopted 2 years apart are biological siblings.
Wow. What are the odds of that?
They're brother and sister.
What are the odds of that?
Isn't that crazy?
Insane.
That is crazy.
But somebody needs to cut this woman's... they need to snip her. No more for her.
Yeah, what kind of bullshit is that?
She needs to go get herself snipped. You got enough, girl. That's 2. 1, okay.
And you abandon both of them? Like,
2?
what the...
Like they're trash.
Yeah. That's kind of sad, but that's cool, right? I put it up on the screen so you guys can see that's
a very cool story.
Kids, but that is kind of cool.
Damn,
right?
they saved 2 siblings. They're gonna grow up one day and maybe hear this story. It's gonna be cool.
What are the chances of that? That's just insane.
Yeah, right.
That is just absolute.
This person has mental issues though to do that. You just dump your. I just can't put myself in that. I could never do that. I don't have the heart. Like if I was a woman to do that, like just dump a baby. That's your offspring. You just.
I don't see how. Yeah,
right?
I don't understand.
No,
I don't understand like how that. Like there was a lot of like crime. Me and my true crime, but there was like a situation where teenagers, they get afraid they're going to get in trouble. They're so naive or whatever, and then they like, oh my God, I had a baby, and they'll go throw it in the garbage or whatever.
That's even
that's
crazier.
happened. Yeah,
it's happened a lot.
Yeah, a lot.
Mm-hmm. They die sometimes. Like you shouldn't do that.
Who dies? The baby?
Yeah.
Oh, the baby dies a lot, all the time almost.
Yeah, I know.
They just, yeah.
That's a crime though, right?
It's a crime.
Yeah, good.
That's why they created those like safe haven laws where you can, with no questions asked, basically abandon a child.
Yeah.
It's just crazy, the whole thing. And that's why this is not a show for that, but that's why there's a lot of controversy with like abortion laws and things like that, because when the laws get stricter on abortion, the instances of those kinds of things, a baby abandonment and those crazy backyard things, births and things that they do, they rise, because these like super kids come from these super strict families and then they're like, oh my God, I don't want my mom to know, kind of thing.
That's true.
It's kind of crazy. I mean, there's been so many stories of teenagers that literally don't know they're pregnant. They think they have a stomach ache, they're sick or whatever. They go to the hospital and they have a baby.
That's nuts.
Yeah. It's that crazy.
Yeah.
I've heard so many.
I've heard that too.
Stories like that. All right, you guys, let's do a little Hold My Coffee.
Here we
This
go.
comment up on the screen says, oh shoot, I didn't copy the right comment. But I copied only my response, but I remember the comment. So it's okay. We don't need to give that person publicity anyway. But basically, the comment said, I love to watch your videos, but you eat too much processed foods. This is really bad for your gut health, and it's really bothers me to see you eat all this processed food. So I replied to it and said, my gut health is honestly great, no issues. But if you have issues with yours, by all means, do what you need to do to feel your best.
That's it, boo-boo. Don't worry about what I'm doing.
You do you, boo-boo.
She's worried about you.
Yeah.
Like, I didn't know you were my mother. Are you my mother in another lifetime? Is she so worried about me? It's funny how humans worry about other humans. You don't even know this person.
I know.
It's weirdos, man.
It's so strange. But I did use it as my opportunity to use my new custom emoji that's the hold my coffee.
Yeah.
I was pretty excited about
That's dope.
being able to do that. All right, you guys, let's take a little break for MegaFit meals and we'll be right back. Life is busy, and when I get busy and don't have time to meal prep, I reach into my freezer and grab a MegaFit meals. MegaFit meals are a macro-friendly meal prep, no subscription required, real quality ingredients. They switch up the menu. You guys, I love them. They're chicken tenders, the margarita pizza, the chicken quesadillas. I mean, this food sounds indulgent, but guess what? It fits right into your macros. Head over to their website and don't you forget to use code JEANINE. That's code Jeanine for a discount. All righty. Now let's get into a little bit of comment corner. I only have one comment today, but it is a long comment. Let's start reading it. Days of the Boo. I checked out one of the videos of Rachel Ray. I looked at the comment section and I was surprised how many people actually think gaining weight is a normal part of aging. This is in response to we were talking about how Rachel Ray's appearance changed, but the comment is kind of goes off topic. So she says, like some of the comments were, leave her alone. She's aged. It's normal to gain weight when you're older. A lot of people have that belief and attitude that getting fat is what you're supposed to do when you get older. Like getting fat, letting yourself go, that, somehow that's become aging gracefully. That old belief needs to go away. Rachel Ray didn't gain weight because she's getting older. We don't know her diet. We don't know her eating habits. But if she does have alcohol problems, hopefully she gets better. But I'm just very bothered by how many people actually think you're supposed to get fat when you get older. I remember when I was a kid, family members would say that too, like making excuses for becoming unhealthy and looking unhealthy and feeling unhealthy. We got to get rid of that old belief. I love that comment because that is so right. The perception that aging gracefully, which we've talked about on this show before, aging gracefully to many people means what letting yourself go means to me.
Yes. 100%, making excuses for it.
Right. So people, they're like, get the pom-poms out if somebody gains weight and doesn't dye their hair, no longer even brushes their hair, doesn't try to look nice, doesn't dress well, like frumpy, grumpy old hags that they champion that like, she's aging gracefully. I agree that we shouldn't accept like, that's part of aging, gaining weight. It's actually not part of aging.
No, it's not. It has nothing to do with aging.
Yes. Do we become challenged as we get older? Is it become more challenging? Do we have to change things? Yes. In fact, I'm going to talk about some of those things today because we do have to kind of like be more on top of different things because guess what? Different ages, different stages. There's different things you got to worry about at different stages of life.
Listen, man, there's a lot of women. I love these women, 60s, 70s, 80s, and even 90s that are lifting weights, that are challenging themselves, that are becoming the stronger, best version of themselves. Not you letting their age be an excuse. They're getting better and better, stronger. Women are waking up, older women. They're like, you know what? So what? I'm older. Watch this. I'm going to start lifting when I'm 80. And I'm seeing it more and more. And they're strong, some of them, impressively strong. Like, wow, it's impressive. So, no. Stop with the gracefully, I'm aging gracefully and gaining weight. That's just a cop-out.
Yeah, and it shouldn't be associated with, because, it boils down to like my whole message and what I do really is to help women understand that you can still thrive in midlife and beyond. Yeah. You can still thrive. I'm not trying to look like I'm 25. I'm not trying to look like I'm 35. I'm trying to be the best version of my age, which I'm proud to be 48. Am I 48? Yeah, I'm 48. I'm proud to be 48.
Bingo.
So I'm not interested in looking younger. I want to change the face of what this age looks like.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? Do you know what I mean? Do you understand the difference for me?
Remember we were driving in Miami. We just left the hotel and we drove past a group of ladies. They looked religious, Jewish.
They were, yeah.
They were probably not much older than us. Just how they were dressed.
Yeah.
They probably accepted, well, I'm just this age and I'm just going to. No, man, you don't have to accept that. You could be the best version of yourself.
Yeah.
And again, there's a lot of young people got something to say like, oh, why are you trying to dress young or be this way? No, I'm just trying to be the best version of myself, comfortable, be who I am in my own skin. That's it. I'm not trying to be you, man.
Again, it's because I personally think that aging gracefully is the people that, in a lot of cases, I'm not saying blanket statements here, okay? But is aging gracefully means choosing the path of least resistance because it was easier to just let it go.
Yeah.
Because it is easier. Because yes, you do have to tweak some things and you have to be mindful of things. You got to be on top of things, right? So the aging gracefully, could it be considered just aging lazy?
Yeah, 100%.
Just because, I don't care anymore.
Yeah.
That's what it is.
It is. It is. A lot of times. And it goes both ways. Men do it too. Men give it to the whole, well, I'm just 40s, midlife, and this is just part of life, dad bod. No, man. You're just making an excuse. Stop it. As a matter of fact, Alex Hormozy, you know who he is? He broke it down really good. Life expectancy of a man is 74 years old. Okay?
Is it?
74 years old. Half of 74 years old is 37. We got it fucked up. 50 is no longer midlife. I'm beyond I passed 50. I have surpassed midlife. I was 37 12 years ago. That's midlife now, 37. People don't look at it that way. It's different. It's changing. So midlife is no longer, oh, I'm 50. No. I lost years of my life. 74 is life expectancy, average.
That's crazy.
So now once I hit 50 this year, 24 years left in the game.
That's crazy to think about it that way.
It's different. He broke it all down.
But unless you expand that, then it becomes your goal to expand that.
Yes, my goal to expand that, to go, okay, cool, well, I'm going to defy that and I'm going to go to 94. I add another 20 years. So it just depends on how we're living. But the people who are aging gracefully, you're aging faster to get to the grave is what you're guaranteed. I don't care how you want to slice it. That's the uncomfortable truth.
Yeah. Especially if, like with this comment, especially if it's that, if you attribute aging to gaining weight, it's okay because I'm older. Yeah. I could have said that too, right?
Yes.
I could have just thrown in the towel and thought, oh, well, I'm in menopause now. As soon as I got that word at me, like, oh, well, this is it. I'm in menopause. So it is what it is. I'm going to kind of let things go because it's harder now. So then that's a reason to give up. So I'm going to choose that path of least resistance because it's easier. Yeah. It's easier to just allow myself to put on the average 10 pounds a year, and kind of just by the time, 5 years from now, I'll be 50 pounds overweight. That is very easy to do.
Easy. And I think they're off on that. 10 pounds my ass. They better bump that number up a little higher. I think that people do that starting from November to January 1st and then some. It's easy. Now that we know the numbers and the math.
And how easy it happens.
Oh, my. You eat 7,000 calories. 1,000 over a 7-day period. That's just average. That's already 2 pounds of weight gain. You do that over 8 weeks. That's 16 pounds. That's just in 2 months. So, no, it's way more than 10 pounds. It's scary because people don't want to accept the fact that when you're gaining weight, you're doing damage. You're damaging your cells. You're damaging your organs. You're making your heart work that much harder. You're probably going to get, depending on your family history, obesity is leading to higher cancer rates. Obesity is leading to type 2 diabetes, which my mother had and succumbed to. So it does damage gaining weight. It ain't just visual. It ain't just for looks.
No, and excess fat does fat tissue, excess adipose tissue releases something, and I don't know how to pronounce it, but it releases a marker, a disease marker that it increases so many different diseases, the risk of getting those diseases, including many cancers. Many cancers. So, it all boils down to everyone's definition, I guess, of aging gracefully is different, and the reasons why you do things do change as you get older. And definitely for me, what shifted the most is my priority has changed from what I look like to my health first. I still care a lot about what I look like, but my most important thing and my motivation, because you have to really tap into what is your motivation. My motivation is I want to be old, and I want to see my kids be old too.
Yes.
Do you know what I mean? I want to see them.
I know what your motivation is. You want to do videos with Alyssa. Like, look at my daughter. She's 50 and how old are you going to be again?
75.
See? And still look youthful.
Yeah. I want to be like, no, but I really want to go through like, I want for Alyssa to be like, Mom, am I in perimenopause? I want to be around for that.
Yeah.
Or menopause, or like,
Yes.
My daughter moved off to college. I'm depressed. Mom, what do? I want to be around for that because my mom wasn't around. I had her, for a long time, but not as long as I wanted.
Yes.
I would have loved to have her at least another decade.
Of course.
And she could have been there for me for that and warned me about, she would have been the one to warn me for sure.
Oh, Jeanine, you better be ready for this.
So yeah, like that becomes my new why for me. And then of course, I want to look good. I want to feel good. I want to look good too. I want to be my happiest.
It all goes hand in hand.
Yeah, it does. It really does.
How you look on the outside is how you feel on the inside. I don't care what you say. I love myself. Do you truly love yourself? You love what you see in the mirror? Be honest with yourself. People need to be more honest with themselves. Stop lying. Stop being dishonest. You know what I'm saying? Because I know what it feels like. We've both been on the other side. We didn't motherfucking love ourselves. I don't care what you want to say. It was not a happy place.
It's not a happy place.
No. Sorry, it's not.
Yeah. I mean, I was talking to Tyler earlier about just some memories I had of when I was larger, and my sister-in-law at the time, she was really thin. And she used to eat what she wanted, but she had really good balance. She never overate or whatever. And I remember, I distinctly remember sitting at her table. She was making us something to eat. And for me, it was a splurge because I was forever trying to lose weight. And she was making us all she was using regular cheese, not fat-free cheese. We're doing toasted bagels with fresh grated cheddar cheese melted. I was like, oh my God, this is delicious. I wanted like 12 bagels, right? Because I didn't eat like that because I was always on a diet, but I was sitting there.
Yeah.
I was probably about 180 pounds at the time, I remember. And I looked at her and I was so like, wow, I want to be like you someday. Like to be able to eat without like guilt and and feel good and be fit, because she was really big into fitness, but she always had really good balance and she never deprived herself. And I used to think like, Jeanette, like, shouldn't you be having fat-free cheese? She'd be like, fat-free? Hell no. And I was so envious of that. And I still think about that because she lived with me for a while. We helped her out and she lived with us. And I used to watch the way she ate. And I thought, man, someday I'm going to figure out how to eat like that. And it has recently dawned on me that I'm like, wow, I got there. Like over this past decade, I got there. I got to where I used to dream about. I used to dream about being able to eat things that I love without guilt, enjoy myself, have balance, but still look good.
Yeah, exactly.
But it just goes to show you that even though you don't realize that the people around you are influencing you, they may not be impacting your immediate decisions, but somewhere along the line, you're filing that away.
Yep.
And it's still impacting your life.
True.
You know what I mean?
It is.
That's what you have to think about for your kids that are watching you. For sure.
Yep. You can influence them in one direction or the other direction.
For
That's
sure.
So true.
100%. All right. Let's take a little break for Transcend, and we'll be right back. When's the last time you switched your budget around? If you're spending cash on eating out and buying clothes, but you don't want to spend a bit on your health, what are you even doing? Every day, from the moment you wake up until you go to bed, you have a series of choices that will make or break you. The things you eat, your physical activity or lack thereof, your sleep, it all adds up. Personally, I care about what I put in my body, and I've found that it's hard to put a price on feeling like you're ready to take on the world every day. That's why I leverage the power of hormone optimization and fully customized peptide protocols from Transcend. If you're ready to take your health to the next level, head over to the link transcendcompany.com/ESCOElite and fill out an intake form today. All right, now let's get into fat loss tips for women over 40. Because, of course, for everybody that's like a blanket, the basics apply, right? We know what the basics are. The basics are what I teach all of my clients because whether you're over 40, under 40, it doesn't matter. Everybody should master the basics.
The basics.
Meaning you're sleeping, you're prioritizing sleep. It's important to you. You're drinking water and you're well hydrated. You know how to build a meal that is considered a meal. That's not a child's meal,
right.
A Lunchable, like you say.
A Lunchable. Get out of here with that.
Like, how the basics, moving your body, step goal exercise, that stuff. So, we know the basics. But then layer in aging, because a lot of people that maybe they've done the basics, maybe they were pretty happy, healthy individuals, and they've always been able to kind of like manage their weight, and they work out and they do all these things. And they say to me, but what I used to do doesn't work anymore. I used to put on a few pounds and just tighten it up by eating healthy, stop with my BS, stop going to Starbucks, just eat healthier. And I used to 2 weeks and the weight would come off. I remember that for me too. I would just like kind of tighten things up and weight would come off. But all of a sudden you enter into you get older and what you did before doesn't work. It's not your imagination. That is true. And there's reasons for it. So I want to go over specifically some of the things that change and like what the solution is for that. So let's say like for the one that I said, like basically maybe, you didn't used to have to track. All you had to do was start eating healthy and you could drop the weight. But now during perimenopause and menopause, that doesn't happen anymore. So what happens? So during peri and menopause, lower estrogen impacts hunger hormones, which means your hunger cues are skewed. So even though you're perceiving that you're eating healthier, because of those skewed hunger cues, you're still actually eating more. So what's the solution for that? The solution for that is to track macros. Okay.
Yeah.
Figure out what they should be for you. Work with somebody, work with a coach that knows what they're doing. Figure that out and track, because now you need to figure out like your baseline of how much you eat has changed because of the reduction in hormones is impacting your hunger cues. So maybe you are someone that used to track macros. You're like, but Jeanine, I do track macros. They don't work anymore. Well, maybe your old macros don't work anymore, because the change in your hormones impacts your energy levels. So even if you perceive that you are still working out the same number of days, still getting the same number of steps, your energy levels have declined. So your non-exercise activity has changed. So now you're burning less.
Yeah. So your resting metabolic rate changes basically. Right?
Your total daily energy expenditure changes. Meaning you perceive that you're burning around the same amount of calories, but you're really not, because your energy levels have dropped. So maybe that after your workout, you used to be like a crazy person going to Home Goods and Target and all these places. Now you come home, you take a shower, and you plop your ass on the couch because you don't have as much energy as you used to.
Yeah, that's true.
And so those macros were based on an old total daily energy expenditure. So that's why your old macros don't work. Solution for that, get new macros. Figure out, now you have a new blueprint. You got to figure out what that new blueprint is. Another thing, you used to be able to eat bread and cheese and whatever else. You used to be able to eat all those things. Nothing bothered you. You weren't bloated, no issues. Now when you eat those things, you get bloated, your digestion's off, things are messed up. What happened? You used to be able to eat those things. Changes in your hormone impact your food sensitivity. You may even suddenly get a shellfish allergy. You might have a sensitivity to dairy that you didn't have. So lower estrogen levels are associated with increased inflammation in the body, including the gut. Chronic inflammation can lead to leaky gut. So if you're chronically inflamed, chances are you've got some areas in your gut lining that have actually opened. And when they open, it's called leaky gut. And it actually it increases food particles, kind of getting into your food system. Bacteria enters the bloodstream, can cause all kinds of issues. It can cause issues with your immunity. It can cause symptoms like bloating, fatigue, almost like body aches. You just feel generally unwell. And that is because you are continuing to eat things you used to be able to eat, and you don't realize that your tolerance has changed, and now you've created issues in your gut that now you have to repair that. You have to give your gut a break. That's why sometimes total stop those foods. Give your gut lining a chance to repair. Take maybe you never had to take a pre and probiotic. You never had to take digestive enzymes. You never had to do any of that stuff. Now, in your 40s and 50s, you do. So the solution is stop eating things that are bothering you. Your body's telling you something. Start taking a prebiotic, probiotic. Do you think things change for men as well? Did you have any changes with your gut health or anything like that?
No, not that I know of. I'm good. I don't have issues. I'm thinking I was thinking right now what you said. I do have now. I don't know if I had it when I was a kid, but obviously I can't drink regular whole milk.
No, God help us all.
That and black beans don't settle well in my stomach. But other than that, no, I don't have any issues. Nothing funky. I eat something, I get sick. No, nothing like that. I'm lucky.
You are so lucky. You have the best gut
I go to the bathroom regularly.
Yeah. You have the best gut health
Colonoscopy, ever. Clean. You know what I'm saying? Zero. No.
Remember the one day we talked about it on here, but you got bloated because you never get bloated. So you literally thought you got fat. You're like, what happened to my physique?
Yeah, my stomach. I was like, where the hell did my fucking abs? They disappeared on me all of it. I mean, they're there, but they're hiding now. You started
looking probably at your tracker like, what the fuck did I do?
I was tripping a little bit. I felt like I had grown a little stomach.
So how do you think women feel? They're like, what the heck did I do? I'm tracking macros. I still work out.
Yeah.
What the hell happened?
Where does pooch come from? That's what I felt like.
Yeah. It's impacting. A lot of different things are happening. It's not just that you're moving less and eating more. I know that's, we like to say that too, whatever, but there are also other things happening, and you're not crazy. You're not crazy. There is changes that are happening to your gut health, to your hunger cues, to your food, sensitivities. There's a lot of that. So also another thing that happens is cortisol and stress-related gut issues as well. So when your estrogen drops, your cortisol levels rise. Also, when your estrogen, progesterone drop, you don't sleep as well, and that also contributes to added cortisol.
That's a big fact. I just read that in NASM,
Huge.
Huge.
Yeah.
Sleep it talked a whole section about sleep, how important it is.
And then when you factor in the fact that you're going through these changes on your hormones, 40s and 50s, with some women as early as the mid-30s, this is all happening during a time in your life where chances are you've got a lot of other stress factors going on. You've got senior aging or ill parents.
Yes.
You've got kids that are now adults and maybe having issues with the law or adult style issues that you can no longer fix.
Yep.
Maybe you have issues with your relationship because of the hormone related to mental health and all of that. So you have a lot of other factors at this age that contribute to high stress. And then when you factor in your hormones, impacted by perimenopause or menopause, it's even higher. And then how are you dealing with that stress? Are you inadvertently even elevating your cortisol higher by drinking alcohol to try to alleviate your stress, smoking to try to alleviate your stress? That high cortisol is going to impact obviously fat storage, which we've talked about at length, but it's also going to impact your gut health as well. So high levels of cortisol and not managing your stress well will also impact your gut health, which then in turn, when your gut health is not good, impacts your immune system. And then then maybe you're battling an illness. Maybe you start getting sick. It's a domino effect, or like a house of cards, really. One thing goes and the house crumbles.
Yes.
So what do you do? What's the solution for that? Stop just saying, I'm stressed, I'm stressed, I'm stressed.
Yes.
You have to think about ways to manage your stress.
You do.
Take things off your plate that are not essential to your life. Stop the calendars are too crowded. Stop overcommitting yourself to things. Communicate, get help from a therapist, prioritize sleep. Obviously the basics that we talked about at the top of this segment, if you're not already doing those, you need to be doing those. Those help you manage stress. Working out, drinking water, moving your body, vitamin D.
You know what you sound like? Mm-hmm. The bearer of bad news. I know it's not your fault. You're just the messenger.
No, but I think that I'm validating. I hope
that
the people
everything you're saying, literally, I'm just reading a section about now. Everything you said, right there, it's on the money. It's so true.
I know. What I want to do is validate the women who are truthfully, honestly saying, I swear to you, I'm not doing anything different, but yet my jeans don't fit. My stomach is huge. I'm bloated. I'm miserable. I'm moody. I'm stressed. It's not your imagination, because you could very well be doing everything that you used to do. But because of all these things I'm talking about, it doesn't work anymore. But the good news is, if you've noticed, for everything that I've mentioned, I've provided a solution. Because of what I want you to do is stop using that as just an explanation for why you are where you are. And instead think about, okay, I am where I am, and it's not my fault that I'm here because of all these things impacting me. But now let's find solutions.
Yeah. And that's where nowadays you have so many different options, You can go see your regular doctor. You can go to places like where we go, Transcend. You know what? I want to get my blood work drawn. Let me see what my blood is doing. That tells a lot of story right there.
Huge.
Everything. It'll tell you what's going on with you. That right there. Just, you just self-diagnose. Like, maybe let me look at the food I'm eating. Let me pay attention. Let me eliminate some of these things and see how I feel. It's just a lot, like you said, there's solutions to everything.
Yeah. You have to want the solution, though.
That's it. You can't be just, oh, poor little old me, and it's just my hormones and stress, and that's it. No.
If you want a solution, the solutions are there for you.
Yep. Always.
So you're not crazy. Things did change, but it doesn't mean that you can't thrive. But you have to want the solution and not want the excuse. Because if you just want the excuse, you wouldn't even be listening to this show.
No.
So you don't want the people who are listening to this right now. They want the solutions, and they want to be validated that you're not crazy. It does feel like you blinked your eyes and all of this stuff happened overnight.
For real.
It really does feel that way.
1 minute you're normal, young, thriving, energetic. Next thing you just feel like a beat down old person. Like, man, why do I feel so tired? What's wrong with me? You gotta, a lot of it is just your lifestyle. Honestly, that's what it boils down to. People are just not honest with themselves. Are you going to bed early enough? Are you getting up at the right time? Are you hydrating? Are you eating well? Are you moving? Are you taking vitamins? There's a lot of stuff that you're not doing. They just BS themselves.
But then are miserable. I can't imagine.
Could you imagine? We talked about that, like just not even the gym not being a daily habit, like working out. That's part of my life. I've been a part of my life since I was a kid. So yes, I did it for the aesthetics and for attention when I was younger, and I want to be a bodybuilder and press girl. But now I do it for lifestyle because I want to be healthy and strong. I'm about to post a video, and not to get off topic, that just filmed outside. Why we need muscles, especially in our older years. The gate came off the tracks today. That gate is heavy. I had to lift it by myself and get it back on tracks. If I didn't have the strength to do that, luckily for me, I'm strong. I got muscles, and I got it back on the tracks.
Exactly.
You never know you're going to need your muscles. We just said that. You need your muscles for the rest of your life because you never know. You're going to need them for something. It's important to build that.
No, for sure. I agree completely. So there's another thing that happens, that messes with your digestion, your gut health, which leads to a lot of the issues with people gaining weight in their 40s and 50s. is reduced bile production. So we actually when our estrogen levels drop during menopause, the bile production drops as well. And that's why digestion becomes slower. It's harder to digest when you get older.
You mean to go number 2?
To just break down the food and to do the partitioning, the nutrient partitioning and all of that process. It's a slower process and you get more bloated, you get more irritable. It's just like it's a domino effect for then.
And what causes that again?
So bile. Yeah. So the liver produces bile.
Yes.
But when estrogen lowers, the bile production lowers as well.
Oh.
And so without bile, that's what's going to break down the food, right? It's like that acid, stomach acid, basically. Of course. And so that's why, maybe a woman, she used to be able to eat her steak, and now she eats a steak and it feels like it's a brick in her gut because she doesn't have enough bile to break it down.
You're right.
So there's a solution for that too. You can, a really great way to increase bile production and to help your body digest is about 30 minutes prior to eating. Make a little solution with apple cider vinegar and water and a little bit of lemon and drink that. It's going to help balance your blood sugar with that meal. It's going to help with satiety and it's going to help with bile production to help you digest the food.
Interesting. What a good hack you're giving them. I need to do that hack. It just sounds good, like it's going to create satiety as well.
The other thing too is you got to think about when your digestion is off, you feel like you gained 10 pounds overnight and it feels gross. It feels awful. So even if you're trying to do good, it's very demotivating to feel like no matter what you do, you're trying to do all the basics and everything's good. But if you haven't fixed these gut health issues that often come with menopause, perimenopause, you're going to lose motivation because you're not going to see the results on the scale. You're not going to feel the results in your clothes because when your gut health's off, everything feels tight, feels uncomfortable. You eat and you have to unbutton your pants. Terrible.
I feel bad when people can't move the boat out of their body. I feel for people because I get happy. I do the happy dance every morning. I know
you do. You do. You're like the dogs, like this.
Yes.
When they get excited on the rug.
Yes.
On the doormat. Before it's so funny. They go out of the bathroom, they go poop, and then they run back in, and on the doormat, Phoebe gets all excited, but she wipes her paws before she comes in. What
a lady. But no, I mean, it's true though when you get older because you hear a lot of people having trouble moving the boat out of their body. It sucks.
And the last one I have for you is increased sensitivity to alcohol. So in your 40s and 50s, hormonal changes during perimenopause and menopause can alter how women metabolize alcohol. So it can make your body more sensitive to its effects, meaning maybe you used to be able to drink 2 to 3 glasses of wine and be okay. Now you get drunk after 1. That's a fact. It may also result in experiencing stronger symptoms from small amounts of alcohol, including more pronounced hangovers, more pronounced headaches, higher cortisol, digestive discomfort. All of those things are going to lead to you not being able to get back on track after that Friday night glass of wine. You used to, at 30, go on a bender, right? Go out with your friends on a work night, get 3 hours of sleep, roll into work and work all day and do it all again the next day. You used to be able to do that. Not in this age group. No, and there's a reason. There's biological, actual changes in your body that is the reason why it's more difficult. It's not your fault. It's not your imagination. It is all true. But knowledge is power. So if you know these things, then you need to be a little bit more mindful. Do things like think about that. Maybe that's why I stopped drinking. I started to think about like, God damn, one drink is going to send me. I used to be able to have one drink. I'm not going to have any feel. I'm not even going to feel it. But one drink messed up my next day.
It does. It does. You don't think it does. It's just one harmful.
Because it used to not.
It's one harmless drink.
Right. But what used to be is no longer. And that's the whole, topic of this video. So it's not your imagination, guys, but there's solutions to these issues. My advice is stop using these things as an excuse. start finding solutions to the things that are affecting you the most and tackle those first. And, flip it around so that you can thrive, because it's not too late. You could still absolutely thrive and live your best life way beyond menopause.
And before we go, you guys, you have any questions, put them in the comments. We'd love to answer because something you didn't grasp it correctly. It went over your head. It's not your fault. It's a lot of information. So any questions, don't ever hesitate. Drop it in the comments. We'd love to answer it. And,
We'll see you guys next time.
See ya.